Hi, everybody. My name is Andy Fields. Once again, as Shannon already said, I am a graduate of the web development program from CodeU. I live in Corbin, Kentucky, and I wanted to show you my project that I built. It's Bujo.io. But why did I pick CodeU? I picked CodeU because I was at a time in my life where I was between jobs. And instead of just looking for another 9 to 5, I wanted to go out there and find something that was actual meaningful work and something that I could be proud of. Uh, so a friend of mine introduced me to the idea of getting back into web development. I hadn't done it in about 20 years and it's changed quite a bit. So CodeU gave me the resources that I needed to be able to do it on a professional level and the structure that I needed to have to learn it. So what is Bujo.io? Well, basically, Bujo.io is something that I built based off of the bullet journal. And the bullet journal is an analog system that I've been using to manage my ADHD and organize my life for a while. Uh, it's an analog notebook that I carry around with me. It's got a bunch of different rapid log features in there where, it's got its own little symbols and everything like that that you can use. But one of the things that I found with using the bullet journal that I didn't like was that it wasn't exactly portable because carrying a notebook with you all the time is not really a feasible option sometimes, especially if you're in a professional setting. But I did think about the fact that we always usually have some kind of screen with us, whether it's our phone, a desktop, anything like that. So I built Bujo.io to be portable. And basically, I just built a vanilla web app that was based off of JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So let's go ahead and I want to show you guys what Bujo.io looks like. When the user first arrives on the screen, they're going to be greeted with a clean and focused landing page. If you click Get Started right there and you've never been to Bujo.io, it's going to take the user to a setup page. And from there, they can get started using Bujo. Now, this video is a little bit quick, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't take up too much time. So, yeah, click and get started. You can go in there, put in your name, select your time zone, select your visual preferences, and you can see that there's all sorts of different visual preferences, but I like dark mode. When you go in there, you're going to go directly to your desktop, to your dashboard there, and then you can transition over to your today page where you can start putting in your notes. So I just put in a to-do there that is just talking about getting ready for demo day, but I can also put in an event that I need to remember. And I actually have a date selector put in there as well. And then I can also create memories in there of things that I need or that I want to keep track of. And there's also the option to add a bunch of holidays in there that may be upcoming. So we're back on the dashboard page, but we can also go into these different views of week, month, year. There's also an archive page that you can view that can show you things that you've already done in the past. You actually from the dashboard, you have the ability to go and edit any one of those bullet items that you've put in. There's also a link on there to the About page and the Settings page where you can go in there and change any of those preferences if you decide that you like something else better. And one thing that I did want to go ahead and show you guys as well is that it does have a mobile view because, like I said, I want to be able to use this from a phone screen. And I really like the mobile view. I loved getting to add the pop-up menus in there and just really make this thing customizable for every need that you may have. So let's go ahead and talk about, there we go. The biggest challenge that I ran into while I was building this app. Um, and the biggest thing that I ran into was a time zone issue that took me to a while to even realize that there was a bug there because the data itself was correct the entire time. When I would make an entry, I found out that they were saving the right date, but they were displaying one day behind. So a May 25th entry would show up as May the 24th. And the root cause was in JavaScript's date constructor and how it handles plain data strings. So when you pass a data string like 26/5/25 to a new date, JavaScript just assumes that it's, midnight time UTC, and it converts it to the local time. In Eastern time, midnight UTC would be 8 p.m. So the displayed date shifted back a day. And the fix was to stop using the date constructor for the display entirely. Instead of parsing the string, I just read the characters directly using slice and replace, which gave me the formatted date I needed without any time zone conversion happening at all. 3 lines of code once I understood what was actually going wrong. So what I learned, not just from this project, but from CodeU, but this project, it taught me a lot about the development process. And one of the biggest things that I learned was the importance of using my available resources effectively, whether that included, reaching out for feedback, researching solutions, and I even collaborated with some AI tools just to get different inputs and views on how things could be done. And it helped me move past those blockers faster and improve the overall quality of the project. I also learned that I am most productive when I'm working on problems that have a clear purpose and a practical use case. That made it easier for me to stay engaged and continue refining the application beyond the minimum requirements. Um, from a technical standpoint, this project reinforced how important debugging was and root cause analysis, uh, also in a software development or a web development, platform. There were several situations where the code appeared to be correct, and the actual issue came from the underlying implementation that I was trying to use. The time zone bug was a good example of that. Um, Once I identified how the dates were being interpreted and formatted, the fix was pretty straightforward. And the difficult part was tracing the behavior step by step to understand where the inconsistency was happening. But overall, I think this project actually helped me work on some of my problem solving skills, and I really enjoyed it. So, what I want you to know, what I want a potential employer to know, is that I want you to know I'm going to use every tool that's at my disposal to get the job done, whether that's reaching out to coworkers, reaching out to peers, mentors, documentation, AI, whatever it is. I plan on using it because I want to meet not only my goals, but your goals as well. And I want you to know that I'm a problem solver, that I will think of everything I can to make something better. I bring the same commitment to coding and to learning web development that I've brought to every single leadership role that I've ever held, and I don't give up when the things get tough. So, uh, once again, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to present this project that I really, really enjoyed working on. And I want to thank CodeU for the opportunity to learn because that's something I want to continue doing the rest of my life is learning. If you guys want to reach out to me, I've got my email on the screen as well as a link to my LinkedIn profile and my GitHub portfolio. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much, Andy. That was awesome. I think when we see projects that have a really practical application, that's such a cool thing. And I know students put a lot of thought and effort into that. And that's cool that you created something that you can actually use. I myself was a planner girl for a long time, but it's tough. I like having things on my phone. So I think Bujo is a really cool product that you came up with. Well, you ended your presentation by talking about some of your transferable skills. And I know you've had a lot of like customer facing and leadership type roles. Can you just talk a little bit about how those, your communication, how you think those skills are going to benefit you in a tech role?
Yeah, so I've had several years working in uh, leadership type positions where I worked as a store manager for close to a decade. And in those roles, it helped me develop really strong communication skills, problem solving skills, and teamwork skills that I personally think will transfer very well into tech. Um, Working in retail management taught me how to explain technical information clearly and adapt quickly and stay organized when I'm under pressure. Uh, it also strengthened my ability to troubleshoot problems and really just find ways to think outside of the box, not only to help myself, but to help the people that I was working with or the people that were working for me. It also gave me a user focused mindset, which I think it taught me to go beyond functionality and consider how real people interact with a product, which is valuable when you're building applications and trying to improve the user experience.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Andy. I think those are all really great transferable skills. I agree. I think they will definitely set you up well. And thanks for presenting with us today.
Thank you.